Hi, everybody. Welcome to another 50's AF podcast. Okay, I'm just going to start off and without even introducing my guest, like as we were preparing and getting the mic ready, I literally just said to her, pretend it's a cock in your mouth. And like, just, okay, are you ready for the tone of this conversation? So seriously, guys, I'm going to let you know right now, this is not a typical ebb and flow conversation. There is so much fucking good shit that we had to script it. So I'm going to be looking at my notes. My guest is going to be looking at my notes. Don't come after me because it's just so good. Okay. So definitely get your tea, your coffee, your water, whatever the fuck you hydrate with, and get ready. I have the great pleasure of introducing and going there with Valerie Margo. And she is, if you're ready, she is the author of this fucking amazing book. Okay. And it's called, Did He Really Just Do That? Okay. Oh my gosh, where do we go? Valerie, 150 fucking dates with 75 guys in 1 year. Did you get that?
Can you believe that, Nicole?
No, I can't handle 3 dates in a week in a year. Like, how, I don't understand how you'd have the energy. Like, dudes, everyone, get your popcorn ready because we're going there. I mean, there is so much to unpack here. So welcome to the podcast, Valerie.
Thank you, Nicole.
God, I don't know. This is going to be a good one. It's going to be vulnerable. It's going to be funny. It's going to be entertaining. But it's also going to be educational at the same time. And, this book, this wonderful book that she wrote is not just a self-help book. It is filled with a lot of laughter, a lot of stories, and hilariously epic shit on dating in your 50s. Because, right, that's what we're about, dating in our 50s. It's a lot of intimate testimonials. I mean, Valerie, wow. I mean, you made them hilarious, but you really freaking put yourself out there publicly. So with that, let's dive in, Valerie, because respect, girl. I mean, let's dive in. I have to start off saying to you that, I can't believe she wrote this book. Who the fuck goes on 150 dates? I don't even know. So Valerie, bring us to it. Like, what the fuck?
Well, Nicole, I was married for 25 years and I was getting divorced and I decided to get back out there and go on dates.
Yeah.
And some stuff started happening. So I decided I would start journaling about them. And I thought to myself, is it only me having this situation?
Get that cock closer to you, dear.
Oh, sorry, darling.
Okay.
And so I thought, am I the only one having these situations? These weird things happening to me? So I journaled, I kept all of a diary, and then I started writing stories. And 150 dates, I still can't believe it.
And so what you allude to is you found out you weren't alone in this journey.
Correct. And, at the time, weird things started happening, and then I started meeting a lot of different guys that all said, oh, I have stories. And every person I met said, oh, I have stories. So I thought, wow, maybe I need to write some of these down at some point.
So basically, that's fucking amazing. And so you actually went through every experience that you write about.
Absolutely. Everything is real. Every single one of them. It's a dating memoir. It's a year of dating, and it became a memoir. It was me trying to get my inner peace and happiness back, and maybe try to find love at the same time. So as much as it became a dating memoir, it's also the self-help book where in each story, I write about the guy, his behaviors, a story, red flags, and insights and lessons learned. So it's a great self-help book for women in their 50s, as well as maybe men. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get there, guys. Yeah, we have a lot for you guys.
Exactly, who can see what not to do or what to do.
Okay, so the timer didn't work. I'm just letting you guys know, so we're going to kind of have to wing in here a little bit. Well, okay. You obviously have a lot of stories. If I had to ask you like, what are the top 3 kind of like dating stories? Now, Valerie subscribes to the same thing as me. No names. You don't mention names.
That's correct.
But you gave everyone a title.
Every guy has a nickname. And you'll see in each story that their nickname, how I got to their nickname, because every story shows you how I got to their nickname.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so
No
give me
real
one.
names.
Let's start. Let's go. I know it's a lot to pick from, but let's pick 3.
Only 3?
Yeah.
There's a ton shit more.
I know, but we're like, just guys, you see why we have notes? There's just so much shit here to unpack. I mean, there just is. I mean, okay. So you didn't use real names. And I get that. Let me tell you why. Because my son, sorry, son, when he found out I was doing like a 50's AF podcast and it was, part of the topic was dating, he's like, Mom, if you like talk about dating, no one's going to want to ever date you because they're going to be worried they're going to like wind up on your podcast. And honestly, I know he could be right. Yeah. But the way I deal with it is I never use names, just like you. But okay, hit me with the first story.
Okay. Well, Nicole, I was.
What is that? Well, Nicole, it's like let me just suck that in for a second
with this microphone.
Yeah, suck it in.
So I'm out with the third guy. I call him Mr. Whip.
Oh, okay.
He was totally buff, a real gym rat. He had a great body, great looking guy.
Wait, did he have like those amazing fucking arms?
Amazing.
Oh my God. I like, to me, those arms are like, it gets the juices going, those arms. I don't know why.
But guess what? When I met him, he had on a toupee.
No fucking way. Wait, could you tell right away?
I could tell right away. And I was looking at it, and that's why he smiled at me and came over. And that's how we met.
Okay.
So I kind of fixated on the toupee a little bit, and then I tried not to fixate on the toupee a lot.
Oh my God. So not to interrupt you, but when we finish this first story, oh my God, do I have a toupee story for you too? Okay, so he has a toupee. Continue.
Okay, so he drives me up to Delray, and we're in his car making out.
This is Florida guys we're talking about.
Yeah. And the next thing I know, he backs up.
Wait, you're driving and making out at the same time? I mean,
No. He parked his car in Delray.
Oh, so you were like high school students getting it on there and then rocking the car a little bit.
You know, I had a habit of making out a lot in a car. And actually, I asked my son to put a car picture on the front of that book, but he couldn't fit it in, of 2 people making out in the car.
Like back seat making out or front seat making out?
It all depended.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the next thing I know, we're making out in the car, and the next thing I know, he backs up, and he unbuttons his jeans, and like a jack-in-the-box, pop goes his weasel. Boing!
Are you serious? Really?
Out comes the schlong, sticking straight up at me.
Okay, hold on, Valerie. Schlong. It's a term that means dick. I'm just letting you guys know. Just for those of you that don't know what a schlong is, it's a cock, it's a dick, whatever you want to fucking call it. The one-eyed creature, that's what it is. Okay, continue, Valerie.
So can you believe he whipped it out?
No, I mean, like, what was he thinking you were going to do with it?
Well, I don't know. Well, I do know.
I mean, so, like, how did you handle it?
I said, put that thing away.
Did you?
I'm not having sex with you tonight.
Wow.
And then I kept my cool.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to think I was rattled, which I was. And he actually...
And you're, like, alone in a car, so you're, like, really vulnerable.
Like, stupid. Hello. What was I thinking?
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Well, I was barely separated.
Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing. I was new out there, very vulnerable. And that, to me, was a very big mistake. And you'll see it in my book on the lessons learned. Don't go into cars with strangers that you don't know, even if it is an Aston Martin.
Oh, my God. Yes.
But I'm here to tell the story,
matter.
and nothing happened. So,
yeah.
So we put it away.
Yeah.
He put it back in his jeans. I was afraid he was going to...
Wait, can I ask you, was it a good size?
I didn't look that quickly, but it was a good size.
Okay. Just point of reference here in the picture in my mind.
Hey, I thought he was going to negotiate or beg, like this thing sticking in my face here, okay?
Oh, God. That's just like, hello, pop goes the weasel, like you just said.
There you go.
I don't know how you just didn't start laughing at that point, you know? I mean, where do you go from there? Like, how did you end it? Did you just go Tell him to drive you back home?
I told him to drive me to the valet. My car was parked in the valet. And then the valet guy's standing there alone and my car's out front. And I'm wondering, what the heck is my car doing out front?
Oh.
And I go to the valet guy and he says, we closed an hour ago.
Ooh, yeah. Note to yourself, always know single women when you valet park.
Mm-hmm. I handed him a 20.
Yeah.
I waved to Mr. Whip and said goodbye.
So that was the end of Mr. Whip. Okay. So tell me the next one.
The next one.
Yeah. What's a good one to pull out here?
This very proper guy calls me. I get all ready. I think, okay, this is going to be a good one. Mm-hmm. I'm in my Is Chemistry Important chapter. And I'm thinking this guy's going to be great. I get to Sazio in Del Rey. I'm waiting. I don't see anybody. And I get up to walk to the other side of Sazio.
Get closer. Get closer.
Sorry.
Baby.
Oh, God, this dick.
I know.
Schlong. Anyway, I look to the other side, and there's this guy sitting in the corner. And I didn't think it was him because I didn't recognize him.
Is this a part, Mr. Hair and Teeth, that you talk about?
His name is Mr. Hair and Teeth.
Okay. Oh, my God, I love this.
The unkept, never married interrogator.
Girl. Okay. I am so with you on this. I don't know what it is, but like I will go out and there will be men with very, very deep pockets. We're talking like driving their Bentleys or Rolls Royce, whatever. They got swag, or they think they have swag, but like their fucking teeth are crooked and yellow. It is so, and like literally, like you could tell they've never seen floss or like a water pick in their fucking life. And it's like they smile and it's like, ew, and you want me to kiss that? It is the most freaking, so guys, here's where I'm going on that. Like, go to your dentist, get your teeth cleaned, get them whitened. I mean, like it's a turnoff, isn't it?
Completely a turnoff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, and it's clearly not about money because these guys have money, but I see it, especially men in their 60s. I don't know what they subscribe to, but they need to get their ass to a dentist. I mean, I don't know, Valerie.
I mean, this guy's teeth were so big, I thought he was going to eat me alive right then and there.
Really?
I was like, oh my God.
Well, was it a good kiss or not a good kiss?
He didn't kiss me.
Okay.
I had a 1 hour lunch with him. He was so unkempt and so gross.
What made him unkempt? Like, was his loose, like sloppy, like what?
No, Nicole, it was another toupee floating on top of his head.
That you just couldn't ignore.
Like a curly, bristly mess. You see these headphones? He had balls sticking out like these headphones from under his ears.
No.
Under the toupee.
No.
I didn't recognize him. He was sitting close to me like this thing in my face now.
Yeah.
I had no place to move back because there was a wall behind me. So I just sat still and didn't say anything while he interrogated me. And I couldn't even look at this guy because he was so unkempt. And hair growing out from everywhere.
And he probably thought he was hot shit. And you were lucky to be with him.
I don't know what he thought.
No, I mean, did he give off that air? Like,
he just interrogated me the entire time, so it was so uncomfortable. I couldn't wait to get out of there. It was the longest hour date in my life.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go here, guys. So kids, don't listen to this. So I actually, dated a guy and he had a toupee. And let's just say every time we were in bed and I'm on top, I kid you not. So, we're having sex and every time his head would fucking hit the headboard, this thing was like flapping up in the air. Boom, boom. And I'm like, how am I supposed to, A, be sexy in the moment? 2, I just want to fucking laugh. I mean, how does he not realize that this toupee is just flapping in the fucking wind? And then he's like, oh, was that good for you? Yeah, that was great. It was a great theatrical comedy is what it was. There was like nothing there. But here's the other thing. Okay, so we talk about teeth, and I know we'll go back to like another story, but men, okay, us women, we groom ourselves, we shave, we get waxed, we like take care of our skin. We do all these beautiful things that you expect us to be feminine. Would you agree?
Oh, do our hair, put our makeup on, wear the right outfit, especially for Mr. Hair and Teeth. I dressed a little more modestly that day. I thought he was a little bit more proper and a little more conservative. I go with the flow of what every date, kind of what I thought I should do.
Yeah,
so yes, we do everything we do to make ourselves look as great as we can. Well, we hope everybody would do that. Not everybody does.
Which raises the point. Okay, men. Okay, I want you all to go out and buy an magnetized mirror, like one of those where you see every fucking pore in your face. And then I want you to look up your fucking nose, trim that shit, and can you get rid of the Einstein eyebrows? Like, seriously, like just deal with it. And then wait a minute, as they get older, they have hair in their ears too. I mean, guys, it's just not us. Like, groom yourself, learn self-grooming. I mean, it's not that difficult. And yet, why aren't they doing it? Why are we held to a higher standard?
I don't know.
I mean, like, did you have, out of all those dates, a lot of men let sometimes the hair is like kind of snaggling out of their nose a little bit?
Okay, so in my book, also is chemistry important? I meet arrogant. And he would sit down to have lunch, and there's this nose hair sticking out of his nose. And I'm fixating on this nose hair, and I didn't have the heart to tell him, you have a nose hair sticking out while he's chatting with me. It's like
you get fixated on it. It's like, can I just bring some tweezers and just fucking pull that thing, Or I almost feel like I need a little bag when I go on a date that has like nose hair trimmers and a scissor for those eyebrows, and then like the trimmer for the ears. Like, it's not that hard. Guys, bring your A game. Come on, let's do that. Now, I have to say, speaking just back on the toupee thing, do you know how to tell a toupee?
I pretty much can usually see one coming a mile away.
So guys, for those of you that wear them, okay, so unless they have the hair coming down and you can't see the hairline, which that's a good toupee. I mean, well, within reason. But the guys that wear these toupees, okay, so their head is like here, and then the toupee, there's no like if you look at my hair, like there's movement between my forehead and hair. It's not just a fucking line going across. And I think these men don't understand, like they think they're hot looking in this toupee better than bald. First of all, come on, bald is hot. I mean, I gotta say, guys, why even bother with the fucking toupee? Just go bald. I think a lot of women are like bald.
Well, I'd rather have bald than some piece of wig stuck on your head and what happened to you.
Oh my God, Mr. Flapping in the Wind.
Flapping in the wind.
I mean, yeah, that was a toughie.
I do have a little thing in my book on Mr. Whip saying, oh my God, if I had sex with him, what happens if that thing would fall off?
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, oh, my God, I can't even go there.
Oh, no. And the funniest thing about that guy, he didn't say anything, and it was so obvious to me right away when I met him. I was trying to be a big person. Like, does this really matter? It's the person. Can I overcome that this man has a toupee? So I was in that moment of thought, how, like, superficial am I? And I remember when he's like, I need to sit down and tell you something. And I'm like, okay, what? And he like takes this like deep breath and he's like, okay, I have a toupee. Oh no, I had no idea. Guys, we know, okay? We know.
Well, while I was making out with Mr. Whip, I instinctively put my hand around the back of his head. Is that what we do when we make out with a guy?
Yeah.
He stops.
Oh, and you changed your hand away?
No, and he said, I'm a little self-conscious.
Oh.
I wear a hair piece.
Oh, he did say that. Okay,
yeah.
So first date?
He was only 38 years old.
First date? Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to unpack that 38-year-old issue later. Give me number 3 story.
Okay. Number 3.
I think it's like, what, you mentioned something about, I want to know about this guy, Mr. Class. Tell me about him.
Yes, Mr. Class, the bragger with delusions of grandeur.
Okay. Well, Valerie, we both live in Boca, right? All right. So for those of you that don't know, dating in Boca is like, men, I don't know, they think that they can lead with their wallet is the best way to say it. And it's sad, and it's true. It's not just Boca, it's Miami, it's many places. But, a lot of these men that date women in their 50s, maybe any age, they are flashy. Whether it's showing off their watch, pictures of their cars or name dropping, just fucking be a person. Like, I think it's a huge turnoff when somebody is doing that. Like, blah, 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 I know this person, or, you know what, an older woman in our 50s. This is, I think, the difference. Maybe that works on women in their 20, 30, 40s. In our 50s, we're like, bullshit. Doesn't matter to us because we know more. And I think we get that you're just fucking trying to compensate for something that we're not into. And, I don't know, maybe you have a small dick. I don't know, right? I mean, what reasons, but go see a fucking therapist and figure that shit out before you go on dates. I mean, that's what I have to say. Just stop. It's not attractive, is it?
No.
It's just not. I mean, men just think by leading with this, it's going to get them a quality woman. Okay. Go back to your story.
Okay. So I'm sitting having a drink, and I decided with Mr. Class, I wasn't so sure if I would have chemistry with him. So I only set up a...
Why? Why? Like, why?
His pictures were distorted.
So why'd you even go on a date with him?
Well, he asked me several times. So I thought, okay, let me give it a 30-minute date. My girlfriend's coming to get me. We're going down to Fort Lauderdale to meet a bunch of people. So I'll do the 30-minute thing with him, and I'm going to beat it.
Right.
And it would be quick and over with. So we're having a drink, and we're sitting there, and he's talking. So for the first time in my life, I got to listen.
Oh, I don't think you're a talker. Am I a talker? No, we're not talking. We are introverts, aren't we?
Yes.
Get closer to your cock again,
yes,
dear.
Thank you. So he's bragging about all the businesses he bought, and all the businesses he owns, all the businesses he's selling for big bucks. And then he says to me, I have class.
I have class. It's all about the class. Okay.
And I'm thinking, well, I'm drinking this vodka drink. It's all about the vodka. I can't wait to get out of here. So I listened for a little while longer. Mm-hmm. And then I said, I have to go now. My girlfriend's coming to get me.
And what did you do?
I got off the bar stool and started walking out of the restaurant.
Okay. And then?
He followed me.
No shit.
Yeah.
Like, followed?
Caught up with me. And then I started walking down the steps. And he prances down 2 steps, turns around right in front of me.
Like, gets in your face. He's like invading
right
that. He's like, oh, Seinfeld had that. What was it called? Like, I don't remember. It's like, there was a soft talker, and there was something about like, close talkers, I think it was. So he was being a close talker.
No, he wasn't talking. He just turned around and stepped in my face.
All right.
And I said, uh-oh. He gave me that seductive look. I'm thinking, okay, I know what's coming next, buddy. And he did this crazy, like, soap opera kind of enactment where he put his arms around me all, like, dramatically and starts making out with me.
Okay, well, if he's making out with you, your mouth had to be open, Valerie.
Just for that moment. Just for a moment. Then I pushed him away and said, I have to go now. And got in my car with my girlfriend.
Okay, so I have to ask, like, did you wind up kissing every one of these guys?
I'd say I probably wound up kissing 95% of them, yeah.
Okay.
Kissing is my thing.
Kissing's your thing?
Oh, yeah, it's my thing.
Okay, so what makes a good kiss in your mind?
Somebody who, not Mr. Pecker, who never French kissed in his life. Never met a 56-year-old.
Was he all tongue? Like, wait, Mr. Teeth, did he have tongue? I mean, was it?
I didn't kiss him.
Okay, you didn't?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no way. No.
So what?
And Mr. Bragg, no, just for a second.
For you, what makes a good kiss?
Somebody who opens their mouth, is very slow and seductive, uses their tongue, and rolls with you. Rolls the way you want to kiss them, not the way they want to kiss you. Not somebody that's circling their tongue round like a vinyl on a turntable.
No, there are some men that use their tongue like a fucking snake. And they're like, it is so like gross, but there is nothing like that fucking good shit where you're like, you're embracing, you're kissing, and you're like, you're just melting together. I mean, I get it.
It's the melt, baby. It's the melt.
It is. So, women, here we are on our podcast, 50's AF, which, 50's as fuck, dating. And, I hope these stories that Valerie and I are talking about, you see, we're keeping it real. Like, you're not the only ones with fucked up dating stories. Like,
oh no.
I mean, it's just not, so Valerie, I want to skip to a part where you talk about in the book, and for women, the reason I'm saying this, because we're talking about, you're not alone on these fucked up dates. And I think a lot of women can become despondent and like, where am I going to go? And then it starts wearing them down thinking like, I can't do it anymore. And then they lose their confidence. So I think you touch on this in the book about self-esteem. Enlighten us. What is that?
Well, what happens in the beginning when you're very vulnerable and you're out for the first time, guys start saying really nice things to you and you're just sucking it in and eating it up. And so sometimes it's phony and sometimes it's real. And you have to really figure out the distinction between who's BSing you and who's really real and really mean they like you or they're attracted to you. So over time, when I was dating going on my dating journey for the year, I started to get my self-esteem back.
Did you lose it during the course of it?
No, I had very little when I started.
Okay.
So I was at the bottom because I just ended a marriage and I had lost my self-esteem with the marriage.
Okay, but so you didn't, I know for me, and other women, they go on these dates and they feel like deflated. They feel like, I just can't do one more fucking date. And then they start becoming like, there must be something wrong with me.
No.
There's something wrong with me and then their self-esteem starts going. So the opposite actually happened for you.
I never thought there was something wrong with me.
You never did.
There were times where I might have felt deflated, disappointed. Oh my God, why did that happen? Some of it was my fault. You're going to see the mistakes I made and you're going to see the red flags and you're going to see the lessons learned of the things I did that were wrong. Yeah. What I did do that a lot of women don't do was I probably wasn't selective enough at that time because I hadn't dated in 25 years. And I really wanted to get my crapshoot, as I say, of lots of dates to see what I wanted, what I deserved, and what I liked in a guy.
It's like the box of chocolates where you don't know what's going to be inside.
Correct.
And then they're still a little bit delicious, but sometimes one of them is better than the other.
Well, there were a lot of bad ones until I started getting to the better ones.
No, don't you get the box of chocolates and it's like, ugh, I picked the bad one. And then, no, this one's not good. I mean, if I'm buying a box of chocolates, I want the ones that say, in this corner is this one, this one, this one. I just want to know what I'm getting before I go there. But, it's not a sexy subject to talk about. This isn't funny, this isn't sexy, but it is a real subject that women in our 50s deal with.
Right.
And, finding our feelings, we get to a point of feeling lost, lacking confidence, feeling hopeless, like I had mentioned, which, inevitably leads these women to a lot of them feeling like low self-esteem. But you had the opposite experience, is what we said. And for you, it sounds like you kind of found your self-esteem going through the journey, even though they were shitty dates.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think you found self-esteem as these dates? What drove you to put yourself out there and not take it personally?
You can't take anything personally when you get dumped or you dump somebody. It's not personal. It might not be a good fit.
Okay, so you don't think Mr. New Year's Eve dumping me, I can't take that personally?
Well, I don't know the story. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. You have to go back and watch it. Okay.
So I don't know the total story there, but what happened with me was I was halfway through. So we were 8 months through the year. And I had met a guy that I thought he might be the one. Oh, he's the one. He was a separated guy that said he was getting divorced. But guess what? I guess he wasn't getting divorced or couldn't decide if he was getting the divorce. And I called him Mr. Bring Me Up, Bring Me Down. So one day he'd make a date, then he'd cancel a date, then he'd make dates. So when I was done with him and I got, said to him, look, I can't do this anymore, I did a 180.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Here's the thing. See how many pages we fucking have here? That's how much we wanted to cover. I can't even believe we're not even going to get through half of it. So I want you to jump to this hysterical part of your book called Boy Toys.
Mm-hmm.
Because this intrigues me. Take us on that journey. What is it?
So after Mr. Bring Me Up, Bring Me Down, I decided I'm not going to get involved emotionally for a while. I'm just going to have a great time, go through my summer, have some fun, not look for my guy. Mm-hmm. And I decided to date like a man. And
Date like a man. Wait, what do you mean by date like a man?
Well, I could contact somebody if I wanted. I could call them. They could call me. The boy toys contacted me for months, and I said no. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to have fun for the summer.
What age group are we talking about? Like, oh my God, what age group?
29, 31, 33.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope.
Okay, wait. Okay, so basically you're not dealing with like limp dicks and blue pills.
Hell no. These guys could get it up over and over.
Okay, I don't remember. Can you take me back? Like, how many times would sex be in a night? Like 3 sometimes?
Well, when I met Mr. Kosher Condom, who was the third guy, he came back to my house and we had a, 10-hour marathon.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
I don't even know. I think literally if we go an hour, we're done. Like, I don't even think a guy, could go. I had this one guy I was dating, and every time, like we sit down and watch TV or do something, I could do it like clockwork. He'd be like, okay, let's go to the bedroom. And I'm like, wait, can't we cuddle and watch another episode? He's like, no. And so like, it was the best sex I ever had. I'm just going to say that. I mean, it was great, but I didn't want to have it every fucking day. Sometimes I just want to snuggle and hang out. And, I finally was like, look, I think you're like a sex addict. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, but I don't want to have sex every day. I'm not 20, 30, or 40. I just don't. And so it took a while, and he kind of reached out to me, and he said, it's 30 minutes because I take a pill and that's when it starts working. And I was like, okay, that I got. I mean, he was vulnerable in that moment. And, I get that. I mean, it took a lot for him, I think, to do that. So now with the boy toys, do you think you would ever do it again? Like if you had to do it again, would you do it again?
Well, you're talking about self-esteem before?
Yeah.
These guys brought out my self-esteem like nobody ever did.
In what way?
I just felt great about myself. I mean, I'm 51 years old. I'm with these guys. And don't forget, we're getting naked, right?
Yeah. Oh, God, please.
So I was in probably as good a shape as I could have been for a 51-year-old.
Well, you're fucking awesome shape now.
Well,
My God.
Thank you.
By the way, she's fucking like tight. Her arms, she's like got a body to kill.
That's sweet of you.
That's true. And a face too.
Thank you.
Hey, us girls, we got to be there to support each other. We got to lift each other up. We got to girls, don't think of it as a competition.
No, not at all.
It shouldn't be. It should be that we are here lifting each other up. Hopefully the podcast is all about, enlightening, helping, and, sharing that you're not alone in these scary journeys and desires and goals and aspirations. I mean, at the end of the day, I think what it is we all want to have a journey with somebody in life. We want that special somebody. But here's the thing. I think in our 50s, what makes it different dating in our 50s is we know our shit. We know what we want and we know what we don't want. So we can quickly kind of go through it. It's kind of it's actually empowering. Instead of feeling negative about dating, don't settle. Embrace the fact that in your 50s, you're we have baggage, yes, but through that baggage, and whether it's a divorce or a widow, we have more life lessons. So in our 50s, I think we can be better pickers. I mean, not for first dates. I mean, some of that is a little difficult and challenging, but in terms of what we're looking for, we know what we want to look for. And, I see some of these women and they're literally drop dead gorgeous, and they walk in a room and every guy and woman assumes that she has confidence. And when I sit down and talk to her, absolutely zero confidence. So what I also found out from talking to guys is, what's really super sexy to a guy?
I do.
A woman with confidence.
That's why these young guys liked me, because I had confidence. And
yeah.
I had a lot of self-esteem. I had a lot of confidence. I'm doing this. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I own it, and I had the best time. I mean, they were respectful. They took me to dinner. As we said,
oh God, we're not going to
in the sack.
Listen, just so you guys know, we're going to have to do a part 2, because you can see Valerie is a wealth of information, knowledge, and fun. But, at some point, we we only have so much time this time. But, you know, I know in your first chapter, I want to just make sure we cover that. You have this motto. Can you kind of like, I know you're flipping through, sorry about that, darling.
That's okay.
But you have this motto, and I want to close out talking about this motto that you have.
Yeah. Well, in my first chapter, I write about timing, luck, and perseverance. So,
Wait, say that again slowly.
Sorry. Timing, luck, and perseverance.
Okay.
So timing, you know, hey, you just have to be in the right time at the right place.
Oh, yeah, that's so true.
A little luck
Life
goes,
is like that, yeah.
Right. A little luck goes a long way. And perseverance is the key. You can't be out there. You have to be out there. If you're going to be out there, you put the time and you put the effort in to persevere. You might not fall in love, but you're certainly going to find out what you want, what you deserve. And as you said before, you don't want to settle.
Yeah. No, I'm not settling. I am not fucking settling. No.
Right. So
You know what? I got to tell you, some of my best dates are my TV clicker and my dogs. Oh, and my little friend. I do like my little friend.
nothing wrong with that.
Oh my gosh. Thank God for those little friends, you know, and you know, I think you're right. You got to put the effort in, and it's all of us, men, women, put the effort in, whether it's preparing for that date, whether it's getting dressed, you know, guys, come on. You basically don't have to do much. So just fucking get to the point where you are grooming yourself. Can you just own that at least? Put on a nice shirt. Make sure it's not like sloppy or like I'm on a nighttime date and the guy's got his like sunglasses around his neck. Like 10 minutes in, I'm like, it's dark out. I think you could take the sunglasses off your neck. Be aware, just as much as women want to present themselves, guys should be accountable for that too, 100%, you know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know? Well, Valerie, I know we could go on and on and on, but we're going to have to wrap it up. And I feel bad because we could keep going on and on like so many topics. And so her book, amazing. Okay. He really just do that? Valerie Margo. Now, that will be available on my website. There will be a drop-down menu that will take you right to it. Buy it, read it. And I think it's good for men too, not just women.
Well, it's available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And yes, to me, it could be good for anyone. I know a guy that's married 50 years that picked it up and read it. And he said, oh my God, it was so interesting. Yeah. And I'm not even on the market. But I think it's a book for anybody out there dating, man, woman, because there's a treasure trove of information in there. It gives you everything in there, all the behaviors, all the red flags.
Oh my God, red flags. We could do a whole podcast, and we will do a podcast on red flags.
There's after every single story, and there's insights and lessons learned after every single story. So it is definitely a self-help book, and it was a labor of love. And I'm glad I got through it, and I'm glad it's out there for everybody to see.
Okay.
To read.
So with that in mind, you're going to have to buy the book to find out the rest of the stories because it's a fucking good book. I mean, it really is. And I think it's a good book for women to not feel like I'm alone in this journey. And it's a good book to help boost your confidence. And I hope that our podcasts are doing that. We're being funny. I'm talking about the cock in Valerie's mouth. And, you know, remember what, like, and she literally said, well, that's not the biggest cock I had in my mouth when we started.
I couldn't get it in my mouth.
Well, with that, Valerie, I want to thank you for being on our 50's AF podcast. You're an amazing guest. I love being with you. You're an amazing energy and personality. And, you know, thank you for doing the memoir. I mean, like a lot of people can benefit from this. So thank you for being here and sharing it with us.
Thank you, Nicole, for inviting me. You are an inspiration for everybody out there with your podcast for 50's plus AF. It's the best thing you're doing for women out there who need to know all about what's going on with dating.
Yeah.
And I think you're an inspiration. I thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. See, we're building each other up. Okay, Valerie. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, everyone. That was a wrap on this podcast. And we're always going to keep it a little saucy, a little fun, and a little bit of information. But we're never going to leave out the saucy fun part. Okay? This is Nicole Chanis, your host. Thank you for joining today in our podcast, 50's AF. We look forward to keeping going, watching. We got good stuff. Okay, guys. Bye.